All right, hello and welcome back to my newest video. And I know I'm a little late, but we're going to be talking about the new Yeat album, which is titled 2093. As of recording this, it came out a week ago, and I know music discourse is usually very fast. People want to be first to the jump to talk about it. I personally, I like to sit with albums for a little bit if I can. And this was one I really wanted to sit with, not because it's like super lyrically dense or anything. I mean, there is some lyrical content, but it was one I wouldn't say trying to wrap my head around, but for context, okay, for this, I am somewhat new to Yeat. I'm not a hater of his music, but I've never really been a big fan of his work in the past. It just wasn't for me. But this album, for some reason, I was like, you know what? Let's give it a spin. Let's see what it's about. And I really liked it. Spoiler alert, this album, I think, is genuinely really enjoyable. And that took me by massive surprise. So I just wanted to talk about that. And yeah, I mean, it's just super fun and it's exciting through basically the whole way through. There's only a couple, I would say, like duds throughout, but I mean, when you have 22 songs, you're going to have, most likely, unless you are like an A-list rapper, even then sometimes, I mean, you see someone like Drake, he's A-list and his album's full of duds, but I mean, unless you're like a super good lyricist or, you're someone as interesting as like West Side Gun, where you can keep it, entertaining throughout the entire thing, or you're Kendrick Lamar, who can do, a full concept project. If you're not one of those people, it's really hard to make an album that long and that interesting. But I think for the most part, Yeat does a really good job. It's like the title suggests, it's super futuristic, which I think is basically the main sort of grab to the whole thing. It's really what you go in for. And yeah, I mean, like I said, there's some lyrical content, you talking about substance issues and personal problems. But really, honestly, for me, I don't go for the lyrics. His voice is almost just like an instrument. I know that's kind of like corny and like people say that all the time, but it really is in this instance. Like across this entire album, I'm really not listening to what he's saying, but sort of just letting his voice kind of carry me along through the whole thing. But yeah, you do have two guest features, which is Lil Wayne and Future. And Lil Wayne is really good, although I saw that I wasn't the only person who thought this. But Lil Wayne's feature is very reminiscent of his feature on The Forever Story by JID. On, what is it called? Just in Time. Like especially like the second half of his verse, it feels like he's literally just recycling the verse and just using the same bars, even if it's not. But either way, that verse is really good. I mean, it's a killer Lil Wayne verse. He does do good on it. Future, I feel like it's just okay. I'm not sure the reception on Future's verse. I haven't really seen too much, but to me, I feel like he was a little too quiet. Maybe it's been fixed. As of now, I haven't listened to that song in like a day or two. But either way, it's a good song. I do like Yeat on it, but I just feel like Future didn't have the most energy and he could have done a little better, or Yeat just could have chosen someone, I don't know, someone else, like maybe that would have fit a little bit better. I don't know, because the sound that goes across this entire album, I'm not really sure who could have fit on almost any of these songs. Like I feel like Yeat does a good enough job by himself that I didn't really need to see other people with him, and that might be surprising to say, because I mean, the one of the most exciting thing about rap is seeing the features that show up, but I just feel like it wasn't really super needed throughout this whole thing. Some of the strongest tracks, I would say Psycho CEO, Power Trip, and Breathe. That's a crazy 3-track run to start the project off with. I really like the vocals on Psycho CEO. I think that his sort of like higher register that he goes to is really fun and really exciting. You do, of course, have the sort of hidden feature of Childish Gambino on Power Trip, although I mean, it's just like some backing vocals basically. And I think Breathe is just super fun and exciting. It's just a good hype song. I'll say I do have here in front of me, I mean, the songs that I don't like, this I don't know. Again, might be controversial. I really try not to look at other people's opinions too much before I put out my own review. I know, because then the big thing is, it's obviously, it's not like I have a big audience, but it's, people see and they go, oh, you're just saying what they're saying, but I'm really not. So my skips, or just songs I don't really prefer, there's really no songs that I think are bad. Okay, maybe 2 songs that I think are kind of bad, but songs that I think are skips are More, Nothing Change, Shade, Keep Pushing, Familia, and Mr. In Between It. I think the Familia and Mr. In Between It are the worst 2 tracks on the album, and that sucks because they're like back to back. I just think they're really boring, really uninteresting, and they're kind of like, I feel like, the massive outliers on the whole thing. But I mean, for a 22 track album, that's really good to have that many, that little of skips throughout the whole thing. It really is a strong project, and it's very, I'm very open to new sounds, and I'll listen to all these different artists, and I think it's really fun to dive into a genre that you are unfamiliar with, and a new artist that you've never even heard a song from. And so this was super exciting for me, and it's just like, I think that what Yeat does is awesome. And I know some people were saying, I don't know, I see a lot of mixed reception. I see some people just saying that it's bad, and some people saying that this is his best. Personally, from what I've heard, I think this is his best, although I haven't listened to a full project before. This might make the push for me to listen to his whole discography. Maybe I will review that in the future. We'll see. But yeah, I really don't have too much to say. Okay, some of my favorites, as I said, Psycho CEO, Power Trip, Breathe, Bought the Earth is awesome. Like I said, Lifestyle with Lil Wayne is really good. I Love. I think that's my favorite song on the entire thing. I love Punny. I think that the vocal sample is really good on this. The I love. I forget what song it's from. I looked because I was wondering if it was a sample when I first listened to it, and it is. Either way, that vocal sample is awesome. It's super fun, and the production is fantastic, and I did see that pretty much across the board. I don't know if he produced every song, but I did see on most songs that he did have credits. I saw that he was also, I think, his mixing engineer as well across the whole thing, and that's really impressive because I think this album sounds fantastic. Like, basically, the thing that carries this album is the production. The production is fucking phenomenal. So, I mean, that's really what you're going to it for. Run They Mouth is good. 1093 took me a couple of listens to really get into, but the more I listen to it, the more I like it. At first, I was like, man, this is a awful way to finish the album. But the more I listened to it, I was like, this is actually really good. This is a good way to end the album. But yeah, I mean, there's really not much I have to talk about. I would do my normal sort of, or what I'm trying to make normal, my normal track-by-track review. But like I said, it's not super lyrically dense of a project. Not that that's the worst thing. It works for this, and, you got to take it project by project. But this LP is not super lyrically dense, and I feel like I personally just wouldn't have a very easy time sort of going track by track. I feel like by the end it would get a little monotonous because, like, some of these songs are very similar. Even if they're very good, they're pretty damn similar, and it's like I can only say the same thing kind of over and over again. I just really am putting forth the thing of, like, it's called 2093. It sounds futuristic, and that's what's awesome about this. I will say, I saw one other person say it. I think it was on Twitter, but I thought it. That's my credit. I thought it when I listened to this on Friday morning, that this sounds like it belongs in Cyberpunk 2077, and that if they ever make another game, like another Cyberpunk game in that universe or whatever, and it's still as futuristic or even more futuristic, they have to have Yeat put music in, because all I can imagine while listening to this album for the first time is playing Cyberpunk. It just fits perfectly. The aesthetic matches. I mean, just look at like the album cover. It looks like he's outside of Night City. And I mean, just track by track, it fits perfectly into the world. They have to. I mean, it's literally just like it would work so well. But anyways, yeah. So that's why. Anyway, that's why I didn't do a check by check review. A little off topic, but yeah. I mean, I will still do. Let's do a highest highs section of the video. So first off, for best vocal performance, I will give it to Psycho CEO, the first track. Like I said, it's a really good rapping performance, but also I do like the higher register and the more he's not necessarily like screaming, but like the yelling that Yeat does on it as well throughout different points. I think that's just like the best vocal performance. Otherwise, Yeat is known for kind of having a sort of monotone, not necessarily like slurred, but sometimes hard to understand delivery. But he was very pronounced on this song, and I just think that his rapping was really nice on it. For best production, I'm going to give it to I Love. As I said, the vocal sample that went throughout was fantastic. Everything about it I love. This, I mean, it's really the easiest pick for me. Excuse me. It's the easiest pick for me on here just because of that vocal sample was such a standout, because you didn't have... Excuse me. You didn't really have another very prominent sample throughout the whole thing, at least in my opinion. I'm not sure how many other songs exactly had samples. I didn't count them up or look at every single one. But that one really stood out, and it was just the most exciting to me. Best songwriting, I'll give to Bought the Earth. Like I said, this album isn't really full of lyrical content, but I think Bought the Earth just has like the best concept to it. If you read the title or just listen to what I said, it's a pretty easy concept to understand. And then the favorite bar, it is also in Bought the Earth. I'm going to read it here, and it is, I'll never look back on the bridge that I burnt. I'll tell you one thing that's weight the worth. Making all this money enough to buy the earth. It's just a fire bar. I just like that bar, and the way he delivers it is really good. I do understand that saying something weight the worth and not like worth the weight. I understand he's trying to rhyme. I think it's clever, I guess. Fuck, I don't know. Whatever. This is my opinion, okay? I don't need to justify shit. But anyways, yeah. I guess because there are features, I will do my best feature performance, which of course is going to go to Lil Wayne. There was really no competition. I mean, it's one or the other, and Lil Wayne did better. Objectively, I feel like music is subjective, but you're wrong if you would say Future did better. I love Future. I really like Future's music, but he didn't do great on that song, and it is what it is. Yeah, but I guess I actually didn't put a percentage down. Like usually I like write my percentage of my enjoyment level for what I would think. I don't know, man. I am really enjoying this project. Let's rate my enjoyment at about... Let's see. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 skips. How about 77%? I'll rate my enjoyment at a 77%. So yeah, that is Yeat's 2093. I almost forgot the album title. But yeah, I mean, it's like I said, it's just a super fun project. I would really encourage whoever is watching this, haven't listened to it, to listen to it. It's very fun. It's just exciting music, great for working out if you do that sort of thing. But yeah, either way, that's kind of all I have to say. So yeah, Thank you for watching. I will put all the links to my social media, pretty much every platform you can find me on, down in the description. And that's it. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video. Please like and subscribe. I'm desperate for it. But yeah. Bye now.